Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from anthonymorganti.com, and this is episode 210 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work again of Aaron Bobeck. Now, you guys might remember I critiqued Aaron's work, I think, 2 times before, and he's from my hometown of Buffalo, and he's probably around 16 years old, I think, if I remember right. And you might remember too that he had mentioned that he likes saturated photographs. He likes HDR, things like that. So he sent me in some similar shots in that regard. As you can see, this shot, this is the Erie Basin Marina in Buffalo, and that's Buffalo City Hall. And as you can see, this really, really nice composition. And I kind of have to say that because I have almost the exact same shot. I just have this dock going this way through the shot. I probably shot a little more towards the left. And so, or maybe towards the right actually, a little more towards the right, and I have the dock going diagonally the other way. But it's a very similar shot. But it's a really, really nice shot by Aaron. As you can see, it's just enough saturation. It's really well done. You can see where it's starting to get a tiny bit over processed. If you look around City Hall here, you can see this little glow that's kind of popped up here. So you just want to be aware of that. There's also, when you process it like this, you can see there's a lot of noise in the picture, so, in the sky particularly. So you want to be, aware of these things. So, it depends what you're doing the shot for. A fine art shot and you're going to be selling 8x10s, it's fine. If you're going to be, you want to sell 20 by 24s or something like that, it's not quite right. You don't want all that noise. So, be aware what you're what the limitations of your equipment is in your camera, and act accordingly. It's an interesting shot, just frozen ice. Again, it's kind of got this kind of odd kind of color to it. It's very interesting. It's a pretty nice shot though. This shot here, here's the one, it's kind of looks like it's tone mapped. It's got this kind of color to it. It's a neat thing what he's doing with the snow. You can see the snow's not really white. It's got this odd color cast, but it's really a nice effect. So it's really well done. It's a nice shot, Aaron. Very nice composition and nice processing. This is Grand Island Bridge. This is a really nice shot. As a matter of fact, I think I saw on Aaron's Facebook page that he had this printed. I can't remember the size, something like a 12 by 36 maybe, something like that. And it came out real nice. And it's a really nice shot though. It's nice composition. Very well done. Very well done. Here's Niagara Falls. This, kind of, the shot that we all take as we stand over here. This is the American Falls over here. The Canadian Falls is Aaron would have his back to the Canadian Falls right now. That also called the Horseshoe Falls. This is nice shot. This Luna Island here, you actually could go down here and go stand right here, but it looks like it's closed off right now. I don't see any people there. Sometimes they close it because of ice and things. And this is the Bridal Veil Falls. There's actually 3 waterfalls in Niagara Falls. Probably giving everyone too much information. This is the American Falls, the Bridal Veil Falls, this tiny little falls right here, and then as I mentioned, the Horseshoe Falls. But it's a nice shot. Again, processed heavily for color. They do light up the falls at night with different color lights, and so it's a really nice composition. Very nice exposure. Very well done. This is a really almost painterly shot. A lot of times you see those iPhone apps where you could do these painterly things with it, and it's very impressive. It's a very cool shot. As you can see though, it's kind of gets this glow too, around the branches. You could see this little white line. I think you could see it. I can't really zoom in because it's kind of he sent me these in email, but maybe you can see right here there's like a white line. It's kind of indicative of the processing when it's, I say over processed, but in this case I'm sure Aaron wanted it to look like this. So it's really a nice composition. One thing you got to say, Aaron is for so young. I mean, he's got the photographic eye, and he could just take a photograph without thinking about it, compose a photograph without thinking about it. He does a really nice job. And shots like this, these are fine art shots that he's, I'm sure, going to sell someday if he hasn't already as prints. So, it's really nice though. It's a really nice job. This has a border on it too, which you could add, in post with Photoshop and things like that. A lot of people don't like borders. A lot of them like them, but it's up to you. So it's all, comes down to personal preference. It's a nice little shot. This I can't remember for sure, but I think this is a little railroad station in Orchard Park, maybe. I can't remember. But anyways, it's a nice shot. Nice winter scene. These lights are kind of a nice effect. I'm sure those were put in artificially later, but it's kind of a neat effect. It helps draw your eye towards the building. And it's really nicely done. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's it. Aaron, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. Aaron, I know you like the HDR look and stuff that's very saturated, and I really encourage you to do what you like. But since you're so young yet, I'd like you to practice with some other styles so you could just broaden your horizons a little bit. And that means take some, I'm sure you have a lot of black and white shots, but experiment with black and white because you have such a great photographic eye and you're so adept at just nailing the scene. I'd like to see what you could come up with some black and white shots. Do that. Also, experiment with a desaturated color so it's not as saturated. That is a kind of a popular style now. It's been that way for a couple years now, where a lot of ad campaigns. So if you're going to be shoot for advertising or you're going to shoot for fashion, they like this kind of desaturated look. Then even a little more than that, they like this kind of grunge look, which is kind of desaturated but made it grungy looking. And it's popularly called the dragon effect, and that would be spelled DRAGAN. So you could look that up, those stuff like that, the dragon effect. Look up the Orton effect. That's another very popular style. And since you're so young, you could experiment with all these different things. You have, you're not necessarily maybe in your 30s and you want to be a wedding photographer, so you got to learn how to take shots for a wedding. You could do anything you want. So try out these different methods that I mentioned and broaden your horizons a little bit. And I think you're really going to make your mark someday in photography, and all of us will see your work somewhere pretty prominent someday. So as I mentioned, that's it for episode 210. Thank you everyone for watching all my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm winding down to the end of the critiques. I think we only have maybe, I don't know, I'm not even going to say, but just a few more to go. So I'll talk to you guys soon.